Adam begins by explaining the origins of his extraordinary two-planet homeworld, a place where dual gravity shapes every aspect of life. The twin planets float impossibly close, orbiting each other like mirrors, yet are divided by three unbreakable laws. All matter can only be pulled by the gravity of its own world. Weight can be countered by using matter from the opposite planet, known as inverse matter. After prolonged contact, normal and inverse matter ignite and burn. Despite this breathtaking cosmic setup, the two societies are deeply segregated. Up top is wealthy, powerful, and full of privilege, while down below struggles in poverty. Up top buys cheap oil from down below and sells electricity back at exploitative prices. Any contact between the two populations is forbidden, with the penalty as severe as imprisonment or even death. Yet people from up top still sneak down to enjoy the strange thrill of dancing on ceilings in reversed gravity. The only official link between the worlds is the massive Transworld Corporation, sitting literally between both planets. Adam grows up in an orphanage in down below, with only his great-aunt's family. Every week, he visits her, cherishing both her love and her secret recipe for floating pancakes, made from rare pink bee pollen collected from both worlds. This recipe, passed down through generations, is destined to be Adam's inheritance, symbolizing the fragile connection the two worlds try so hard to deny. Becky often sends Adam to the distant Sage Mountains to gather pink pollen, the only place it grows, in a strictly forbidden zone. But Adam has a secret route that lets him slip in and out unnoticed. One day, he decides to climb higher than he ever has, pushing far above the cloud line, a decision that changes his life forever. Up there, he tosses a small paper glider he crafted into the air. It drifts across the divide and lands on the opposite side. A young girl named Eden, searching for her dog, picks it up. When she looks up, she spots Adam smiling at her. He says, "Hi." And this simple moment becomes the beginning of something extraordinary. Over the years, Adam and Eden build a deep, forbidden bond. They meet secretly on the closest peaks between their two worlds, defying gravity and the laws that keep their societies apart. To share real physical closeness, Adam uses a rope to pull Eden slightly toward down below, letting her hang safely beneath the boundary where their worlds meet. There, they share kisses, laugh together, and exchange food from their different worlds, tiny acts of rebellion filled with warmth and wonder. Eden confesses that she wishes they could go anywhere, free from restrictions. Trying to make her happy, Adam lifts her onto his shoulders and jumps down into the woods below for a short magical escape. But the moment is shattered by the crack of a gunshot. Hunters from up top have discovered them. Panicked, Adam races back up the mountain ridge, struggling to return Eden to her side before they're caught. But the hunters close in fast, firing as they advance because the two have violated the most unforgivable rule. Adam is shot in the arm, the impact making him lose his grip on the rope. Eden slips and falls, striking her head on the rocks below. Adam can only watch helplessly as she lies motionless, blood pooling around her. Back home, Adam and his Aunt Becky are dragged away by authorities. Their home is burned to the ground, and the two are forcibly separated. 10 years pass. Now an adult, Adam works tirelessly on a groundbreaking anti-gravity compound, a substance capable of reacting to both gravitational fields at once. At his job, he and his co-worker Pablo struggle under the demands of their boss, Albert, who wants them to perfect a cosmetic lifting cream. But their limited resources make progress painfully slow, and the formula still lasts only a few seconds before fading. Albert pushes harder, insisting they must finish it, even though everyone knows it could take years. While watching TV, Adam suddenly spots Eden, alive, healthy, and now working at Transworld as a publicity coordinator. Shocked and overjoyed, he tells Pablo that the girl he thought he'd lost forever is still out there. From that moment, Adam becomes determined to get a job at Transworld. Driven by love and hope, Adam pushes himself harder than ever to perfect the anti-aging cream prototype. When Transworld begins recruiting new workers from down below, he finally gets his chance. He's hired, along with a group of other down below employees, and taken to the massive Transworld Tower. After security checks and receiving his keycard, Adam rides the elevators through endless skyscraper levels. Floors marked with plus belong to up top employees, while those marked belong to down below. His destination is floor 0, the neutral middle zone where both worlds' workers meet. Adam steps out in awe. It's the only place where the two societies coexist under one roof. But his first moments don't go smoothly. When he tries opening his welcome drink, it sprays all over him, drawing laughter from nearby workers. An up-top employee named Bob reassures him, saying they pull the same prank on every newcomer. The two exchange introductions and quickly warm up to each other. Later, Adam meets the managing director, who reviews his formula and expresses genuine interest. He informs Adam that his application has been approved, but only on a strict trial basis. He warns that employees in Adam's position must maintain absolute separation between the two worlds. Because Adam will handle sensitive up-top materials, he will be searched and weighed every time he leaves the building. If they find even a trace of inverse matter on him, he'll be fired and imprisoned instantly. Back down below, Albert and Pablo watch the news and learn that Adam is now working for Transworld. Albert grows furious, remembering the suffering the company caused their people, and fears that Adam is putting himself in danger. Later, Adam finds Albert outside and apologizes, explaining that he hasn't forgotten what Transworld did to his family. He only wants to use their resources to build a better future, and he needs Albert's help. Hearing the sincerity in Adam's voice, Albert softens, forgives him, and agrees to support him again. Meanwhile, up top, Eden attends a group therapy session. She recounts the traumatic incident from 10 years earlier, but admits she can't remember anything before the accident. Sometimes fragments return in dreams, but she knows, deep down, that something important is missing. Adam receives a personal refrigeration case containing the inverse matter compound he'll need for his experiments. The substance must stay cold at all times. If it warms up, it becomes dangerously unstable. Bob mentions he usually relaxes in the smoking room afterward and invites Adam to join him for a private conversation. Later, Adam meets Bob in the smoking room. Bob proudly tells him he has one of the largest stamp collections in all of up top, then asks Adam for a favor, to bring him rare stamps from down below. In exchange, Adam requests Bob's help getting in contact with Eden. The deal bonds them, and the two officially become friends. That evening, Adam sits with Albert and Pablo on the rooftop. When they ask him what his next move is, Adam admits he's still figuring it out. Pablo questions if it's even worth it. After all, it's been 10 years since Adam last saw Eden. But Adam insists that it is. The next day, Adam takes the disguise materials Bob gave him, special boots to counter gravity and clothing that mimics up-top style, and hides them inside a private storage room where no one will find them. He also brings Bob the rare stamps he promised. The following morning, Adam is summoned by up-top managers to demonstrate the cosmetic cream on a test dog. As expected, the product only works for a few minutes before wearing off. The manager warns Adam that they're counting on him and gives him a few more days to improve the formula. After work, once everyone is gone, Adam secretly uses Bob's phone to call Eden's receptionist, pretending to be Bob. He schedules a meeting with Eden for the next day. That night at Albert's shop, Adam and Albert finish building the gravity-reversing suit made of inverse matter, designed to let him walk up top safely. Pablo loses his temper, criticizing Adam for risking his life over a girl who may not even remember him, calling his plan delusional and dangerous. But Adam, driven by love and hope, refuses to back down. The next day, Adam puts on the inverse matter suit in a private room and changes into an up-top employee in disguise. As he checks himself in the mirror, he hears a guard approaching. Startled, he knocks over the mirror, shattering it, and flees just in time. He nearly falls through a gravity-shifted doorway, but manages to grab hold and escape. Adam finally reaches the 7+ floor, where Eden works. He greets her, but she doesn't recognize him. Paula explains that Eden suffers from amnesia caused by the accident years ago. Still, Eden is polite and allows Adam to stay and chat. He talks about his cosmetic project, using it to help balance a display she's working on. He even shares stories from his childhood, hoping something might trigger her memory. But Eden only smiles, amused by him, with no understanding of who he really is. Suddenly, Adam's inverse matter suit begins overheating and burning his skin. He excuses himself, telling Eden he'll be right back. In the restroom, he desperately tries to cool the suit using water. In a panic, he even tries urinating. But because of the gravity mismatch, his pee floats downward toward the lower world instead of into the toilet. It slips into a smoke detector, triggering an emergency alarm. Security storms the floor, forcing Adam to flee. Albert later tends to Adam's burns, applying ointment and reminding him how dangerous this mission is, but Adam's determination only grows stronger. The next day at work, Adam receives a list of candidates approved for his clinical trials. Suddenly, an alarm sounds. The company is announcing the employees who will be terminated. To Adam's shock, Bob is among those fired for lying about his seniority. Later, Bob quietly packs his belongings. Before leaving, he writes down his address and hands his keycard to Adam, telling him to stay in touch in case he ever needs help. Eden calls Adam using Bob's number, wondering why he hadn't contacted her like he promised. Adam apologizes, and Eden tells him he can make it up to her by taking her out to lunch, like a date. Adam agrees instantly, and they plan to meet at a cafe. Adam sneaks into his private room, puts on the inverse matter walking suit, dresses as an up-top citizen, and uses Bob's keycard to slip past security. Riding through the gleaming towers of up top, He's struck by how beautiful and wealthy the city is, a shocking contrast to the world he comes from. He arrives at the cafe where Eden is already waiting. During their conversation, Adam tries to gently see if she truly doesn't remember him, reaching toward her instinctively. Eden grows uncomfortable and tries to leave, but he quickly apologizes. She forgives him, agreeing to stay for a drink. To Adam's surprise, they bond naturally, laughing, sharing stories, and enjoying each other's company. Eden even shows him a drawing she's been working on. The two sage mountains from both worlds, the same place where she and Adam used to secretly meet. Adam offers to help her finish the project. Suddenly, the inverse matter in Adam's shoes begins to overheat. After they say goodbye, his shoes burst into flames, forcing him to sprint out of the cafe and leap straight into the ocean. As soon as he pulls the suit off, gravity flips, and he falls all the way back down below into the sea. That night, up top, Eden awakens from sleep struck by a sudden flash of memory, a moment with Adam on the Sage Mountains. The next day, Adam is called into a lecture hall to present the 5 different versions of his cosmetic creams, each with varying strength but no harmful effects. When they tested on a wrinkled woman, the results amaze the entire room, and a crowd cheers for him. Then Eden appears in the audience. She instantly senses something wrong. Adam confesses his true identity, and Eden, overwhelmed, runs out. Adam, dressed as an up-top employee, chases after her to explain, but she's already gone. Trying to cross the security checkpoint, he discovers Bob's keycard has been deactivated. He jumps over the barrier instead, triggering alarms, and guards pursue him. Adam hides behind a wall until they pass. Back home, Eden starts receiving more flashes of their shared past. Adam escapes and rushes to Bob's house. Bob lets him in without hesitation and gives him an inverse matter vest so he can walk in either gravity field. Adam shows Bob something important, a hybrid liquid created by mixing materials from both worlds, a solution that floats between both gravitational pulls. He also reveals he withheld the secret ingredient from Transworld's formula, meaning they can't manufacture the cream without him. With Bob's help, Adam returns to the Dos Mundos restaurant. Eden arrives, remembering him at last. They kiss passionately, but police immediately show up, forcing Adam to flee. He leaps onto a moving elevator to escape. Back and down below, he learns the authorities have now launched a massive manhunt. Adam climbs the Sage Mountain, hoping Eden will come, and she does. They reunite in the air between worlds, floating in the mid-gravity space, holding each other tightly. Suddenly, hunters emerge from the forest, firing at them. With no escape left, Adam strips off the inverse matter pieces with Eden's help and holds her tightly as they fall back toward down below. Shots ring out behind them as they plummet. Adam crashes onto a wrecked spacecraft, still clutching Eden, and they scramble from rock to rock as the hunters continue firing. A bullet snaps a rope beneath them, causing Adam to slip. Eden catches him while clinging to a chain, but his weight is too much. Adam begs her to let go, and finally forces himself to fall the rest of the distance between the worlds. Eden is immediately arrested. Adam survives, saved by his inverse matter vest, but is soon abducted by Transworld agents. They offer him a deal. They will drop the charges against Eden, but only if he hands over his formula and never contacts her again. Heartbroken, Adam accepts. He returns to his lonely life, believing he has lost Eden forever. He waits at the Sage Mountains for days, hoping she'll appear, but she never does. Meanwhile, Bob continues experimenting with Adam's hybrid formula, and finally cracks it point one night. Eden secretly visits Bob, begging for his help to see Adam again. The next day, Bob arrives at Adam's workplace. The two friends reunite joyfully. Adam is stunned that Bob can now walk down below without inverse matter gear. Bob explains he's using Adam's hybrid methods to neutralize the gravity. He also reveals he bought the beauty cream patent under the name Albert & Company before Transworld had the chance. Finally, Bob tells Adam he has a date. With Eden, Adam runs outside, where Eden is waiting. They embrace, smiling through tears, and share a long, overwhelming kiss. The film ends with Eden revealing she's pregnant with twins, meaning she may now be able to live down below permanently. The camera zooms outward, showing new skyscrapers on both planets and children from both worlds playing basketball together, proof that Adam's anti-gravity formula has transformed society. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more recaps.